I remember who I am. I'm Ted, and I'm the Real Ted G, and you're joining the Real Ted G podcast. Today's topic, it's a fun topic. It's slang terms that I obviously don't know about because they probably are slang in the last, 20 years or so. As an adult, I don't think we pay too much attention to slang. Apparently, as if doesn't exist anymore. So Bing is on camera with us today.
So I'm going to be everyone's Urban Dictionary today, and
yeah. So you are technically not a millennial. You are a Generation Z.
What
What happens after Z?
Alpha.
Alpha. So we're back to the beginning.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, interesting. I'm going to go become an alpha now.
Gonna be. You can identify as that now.
Alphas would be how old about now? 18? 16?
Barely 18. They're young kids. They're born like 2006 to actually, really like 2006 on. Maybe 2013 is Generation Alpha, and then there's.
Wait a minute. 2000. What do you mean 2000? Oh, born in 2006.
Born. Yeah. Born okay. 2006 to 2013.
Gosh, even too young for me.
Yeah.
They can't have a real estate license. You have to be at least 18 to have a real estate license.
That is true.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird because I was like the last generation that played outside.
Did you barely played outside?
I played outside until I was 15. Then I played video games. And then I was 17 and I started skateboarding and playing video games at the same time.
So skateboarding brought you back outside.
Yeah, it was just, you know what it was? Like me and my friends, when we were like up to like freshman year in high school, we would play like with Nerf guns in the forest and like we'd build like tree forts.
Oh, that's surprising. I actually didn't know you guys would play like that. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I definitely, me and my friends played like that. Some kids, they would just ride bikes. Huh?
How old are you?
24.
So you're 24. Okay. I think there's a very, very distinct difference between you, 24, and 20 and 21.
Yeah.
Currently.
Yeah, very big.
Very big
difference.
Almost generational.
It is.
Even though you are, it's a lot like, I'll explain. There's people, so I'm Generation X, but there's Generation Xers that are X, within the confines of the age group, the years you were born. But I remember that they struck me as so much older. Like to me, like they're in my generation, but for some reason I feel younger. Well, I feel younger now.
Like the older Gen Xers?
Yeah, the slightly older, and it's that distinction. It's like the person that's my generation or in my generation, but happens to be 2, maybe 3 or 4 years older.
It was probably because they were around. They were more cognizant of Vietnam when it first started, and their parents were boomers, or like at the tail end of the boomer generation. So their parents probably served in World War II, or if they were the younger one in the family, then if they were Gen X and their siblings were boomers, but they were only a few years younger, it's just you're the younger child too, so it's a different dynamic.
Remind me, new topic next time.
Yes, generational differences.
Oh, that'd be interesting. No, I was more concerned with what do you do with your hands?
I don't even know. We're Mediterranean. We should be moving them more. But
well, anyway, let's get
back to the topic. So the first word I'm going to bring to you. This one's a softball. Okay.
All right, I gotta write these down.
All right, write them down.
Write them down for me.
Can I write them down for you?
I'll write them down. I'm the generation that knows how to sign my name.
I still know how to do that.
Go ahead. What is it?
It is lit.
Lit.
We're getting lit. It's lit.
I knew I would know what that was. Wait a minute. Really? So wait a minute. I'm equating it in my brain as I'm lit. I'm a little like I'm feeling it, or maybe some people that may have drank a little bit, like a little bit. Is that it?
Yeah,
like it's a little bit of a, like
getting lit. Like it's typically used in that context where it's like, yo, son was so lit, like he was getting really drunk and he, dancing and all that stuff.
We're getting lit, like it's like, well, obviously there's a direct context,
that's the direct language,
the possibility of smoking.
Oh no, it doesn't.
Oh, not like lit.
It doesn't. No, not like lit. So lit just means like a firecracker, like boom, explosion, like we're having fun. Getting lit too, like could be it could be used more in a sober context where you're just having fun. like outside, dude. Like, soccer was so lit today. That movie was so lit. Like, it was like a firecracker.
My generation would have been, the word could be cool.
Yeah.
That was so cool. That was so,
amazing.
I'm forgetting all
awesome.
of all of my phrases now.
You're forgetting them?
All right, so lit. Okay, lit. Yeah. I can figure that out. Although I would take it to the basic. Oh, that person's drunk. Or I'm lit. Oh, I'm feeling it right now.
Okay, this one's kind of like very new. A lot of the girls use this stuff. It's what the hell is it? Oh my God, I'm in my depression era.
Oh.
I'm in my employment era, like that type of deal. Do you know what?
Era.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in my podcast era.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's so just era. Oh, yeah. Is that where Taylor Swift's Eras tour?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's a Taylor Swift.
Well, now finally I understand it.
That one you understand. Okay.
Now finally.
Were you a Swiftie?
Oh, I'd have to say I'm a fan of that little young lady.
That's very cool. I listened to her. One of my friends, she put me on to Taylor Swift songs. I'm like, all right, I could get down to this. This is pretty good.
Yeah. So the one I most relate to is it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. I love that song.
Don't make me make that your theme song for the show.
Oh no! Oh, we're gonna talk about theme songs.
Yes. But another one that I wanted to bring up was okay, this one's kind of like a drug term, but smoking bud, or do you got bud?
Oh, I would have no idea what you're talking about.
Weed.
Okay, so I mean, if I had to guess, I wasn't gonna guess the beer.
Oh, yeah. The beer. No. Okay.
Yeah, or killing a guy named Bud. You know.
Have you killed a guy named Bud?
No, not a guy named Bud.
Okay, we're not going to answer the rest of those questions, but okay. So have you? Okay, this one's another term.
So wait, smoking bud. Okay,
smoking bud.
So, yeah, you said a term last time, and I'm waiting for you to say it because now I know what it means.
What, loud?
No, hopefully I do know. No, I don't know what loud means either.
It smells like loud in here.
Smells like loud in here.
Smells loud.
No,
bro, that's loud. That's loud.
No, as opposed to just volume wise, loud.
Take a guess. What do you think loud means?
Let's say loud. Big. No.
Nope.
Smells big.
No.
Oh, someone farted. No. I come from like a very different generation where I have to even say that word at a lower volume.
Farted? No, loud means marijuana. It means weed.
Oh, it smells like marijuana.
Yeah, it smells like marijuana. It smells loud. The smell is so strong that it's loud. That it's like audibly loud.
You can hear sound.
Yeah.
Yes, and you can touch color.
That means like you need to stop smoking right now and put some Febreze in the air because someone is gonna smell this.
Wow. Okay. Nice. Interesting. So far I'm learning a lot. I'm also at some point I'm gonna have to rewind my brain and say that's what they meant. All right.
It's gonna happen like this entire week. You're just gonna be like,
Riz.
oh my god, Riz.
You got Riz.
That's what I used. Is that what I used last time?
Yeah.
Riz, charisma. So that you know what that one is, right?
Yeah, and I told like when you first said it in context, I thought you meant very biblically Jesus Christ kind of thing. Like you got Riz, like you're up on your game. You're walking on water.
Oh.
Yeah. No one uses my phrases, right? Up on your game. I'm on it. Like you got Riz. No. Like I got risen.
Risen. No, they don't use Riz like that. But the concept that you described does go into like what Riz means. It's just charisma. So it's like it's usually used in a romantic context, but like it can be used in other contexts as well. So like if you're on a dating app and it's like you're rizzing a girl up, you know what I mean? Like you're spitting your best game, that type of deal. Spitting your game is something from your generation, so I mean that's
spinning your game.
Spitting game. Spitting game.
I don't know if that would be. Is that really a phrase from my generation?
I feel like it is. It sound. I thought it would be.
70s.
You're spitting game like 70s. Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
What generation are you?
I'm way
Before the
after
70s?
I was born in 92.
Before the 70s?
I was born in 92. No, I'm kidding around. I was not born in 92.
Oh my!
I was born at some point in the 70s, but not the early 70s.
Yeah, Spitting Game was like, huh. I think it could have been your generation. I don't really know. I think it may have been like something out of like urban culture or something. But
just to give you a point, my generation, I was the Nirvana generation. I would have to say that for some reason that Kurt Cobain defined us, and I wasn't part of the grunge group either. As case in point, I look too good in a suit.
I can't be grunge. I look too good in a suit.
Yeah.
That's going to be put on your tombstone. There's what's another term?
So I like Riz.
iPad
Riz.
baby.
iPad baby. I feel like I've read that in a dating profile. So what does that mean?
iPad baby means the generation of kids that when they were at the dinner table, their parents put an iPad in front of them so they stopped screaming. Yeah. So now they're always on their phone, and it's like if you're in a social situation, they're just on their phone like all the time, and they have a hard time eating alone or doing anything alone, or like if they're not being stimulated, they're always on their phone or doing something because that's what was...
Oh, they have a hard time eating alone.
I've seen it a lot where like I'll be out in public and I'll see kids just like, not even kids now, they're like 18, 19, 20, like watching YouTube videos or TikTok on their phone while they're eating in public, and
yes,
it's kind of weird. Like no one can just kind of sit there, and like I'm not an iPad baby, but I'll catch myself doing that because COVID really made me like so bored that I just looked at my phone all the time. Like I never used to, so I'm like I'll catch myself doing that sometimes. I'm like I gotta stop doing this. I gotta enjoy the experience of eating by myself and enjoying.
Oh well, I feel the same
space.
Kids that you're describing, their parents are notorious for. I've never seen, if you go to a concert or an event, I've never seen so many people at an event that opt to watch the event through their phone. You know, like
Yeah.
So I've never understood that. I can't even do that. I'll take a picture of myself. I mean, I don't think I am the selfie generation, but I really do enjoy selfies. I just, because I always like to see how the camera flips.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like your logo like a logo on a shirt looks different.
Yeah.
Like my mole might be on the wrong side of my face, and it's like, oh right, I did it on selfie mode, and people don't realize that.
No, they don't. And then you have to like
the plant is on the other side of the room. Technically,
then you have to go into your settings and then do the flippy thing to reflip the photo back.
What an amazing cognitive thing that can be. That we actually see some of our life in reverse.
Isn't that weird?
It's weird when I say it like that.
Yeah.
It's almost like time travel.
I think we're going to accidentally invent time travel through fucking selfies.
Somehow.
Well, you know what's crazy is like the parents, and not to get off topic, but I've said this a lot before. When I was in radio, there was a show, Back to Business, with David Levenstein, rest in peace. And he would always say like, these kids, they're always on their phone. They're always playing the Xbox, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, and I would always chime in. I'd say, Dave, and he ended up agreeing with me every time. He's like, I was like, who bought them the iPhone? Who bought them the video game console?
I know. We created our monsters.
I think.
So, in case in point, I actually have agents that I've noticed will sit there. They're younger than you even, and they do apply the phone, the screen more. They sit there. This is the same these are the same people that. Apparently, when you go live on TikTok, I could just go live. Like, I guess we could have gone live on anything and just put, I guess, livened right there. And just like what people could, I mean, I don't mind. I think it's interesting. I mean, setup is more interesting than some of the podcasts. I guess.
I don't think so. You still have to run a live on TikTok. You have to be constantly, it's much more difficult to keep engagement because you have to.
Well, that's the part that I would find difficult. I feel it's almost a 3-man operation. Someone should be looking at what's coming in. Then like live sounds like a really fun thing to do.
Live
questions about please ask me anything.
Well, we should do live since you have the following on TikTok.
I mean, I'd like to do a live, but I'd like to have it just questions that I know how to answer, which is real estate. Like someone can't that and what kind of underwear I'm wearing.
Oh. Well, I know that like even like TikTok, like making a TikTok, making a reel, those are things that people don't really understand. Like that's new vernacular.
Oh, making a reel. Yes,
Yeah.
reel. Yes.
Reels, podcasts. I had to. My grandparents don't really now. They know what a podcast is, but they didn't know what a podcast was. I don't even think my dad knew what a podcast was. He's like, "What is a podcast?" And I would just be like, "Well, it's a radio show, but on demand." Because before that, if you're on Long Island, you have
Oh, if you're
Optimum
on the show. Yeah, a radio.
and then you go on.
time slot.
Yeah, it's like a radio show, but just you could listen to it whenever you want. Oh, and still people don't understand the concept. It's so things change so much and so quick that even like our slang, not just our slang, but our technology and what's available.
Creates new
to us.
words.
Oh yeah,
Podcast. Before podcasting, a pod was really something you talked about from Aliens.
yeah.
They were in pods. I'm talking from movie references, not from like government.
But that's the thing too. Is like when I say, oh yeah, listen to my podcast, I don't even know what a podcast is. Like, what does that mean? I like when I think podcast, I think radio show I can listen to whenever.
Well, if I have very young viewers, which I may or may not, they don't even know what that ring was. Because
No.
who hears a phone ring, and
No
why
one has
didn't we
a
unplug
landline.
it? But
I think we should not unplug it. I think it's our special little friend.
in one of my offices, we had bought a new phone system, and the broker at the time, and I remember the phones. They rang like they were spaceships. They rang. They didn't go. Ring. They went. Ding. And that was the weirdest.
That
feeling.
is so strange.
It is strange.
Then there's also
Back to your slang terms.
back to the slang terms. There's what's another good one? Trying to think. Have you heard of any that you?
I have. There's stuff that I see that I don't know what it means, and it's either show my age and reply on some of these sites and say, what does that mean?
Well, what's one that stuck out to you?
No, I can't. I can't even mention it. It's apparently it's not a very clean term.
Oh, okay.
Like, wait a minute. Oh, right. WTF?
You don't know what that means?
Oh, it has two meanings.
What the fuck?
Yes, but some people could say something a little different. Oh no, DTF.
Oh, down to fuck or
Right, DTF versus WTF. So why wouldn't I look at WTF and say want to fuck?
Oh, got you.
And mind you, I'm very awkward when I say the F word. Everyone tells me I am. I don't know why. It's like,
Well, it's the
like
generation.
I don't engage in it. I don't put like the back of my jaw in it. Like a lot of people, I see people really enjoy saying that word. They say fuck. Like notice.
You're like,
My finishing school is showing.
oh my god.
So it's like when I say fuck, I say like I do something like fuck, like fuck. Yeah, like fuck. Yeah, like like I'm singing do re mi. And well, anyway, I digress. But yeah, so I don't know. I really would like to find more people that don't maybe hesitate to say the word fuck.
I think it's a generational thing.
Oh no, I think that's across generations. I
You
think
think
people
so?
enjoy saying it. Do you think the younger people are more reluctant?
No, we say it a lot more. We're very.
Oh, I feel people in my generation that really love using that word really engage. Like they come in, it comes in from their diaphragm. It's like fuck. Like people really like just their whole body comes into it.
Yeah, it is one of the nastier words in the English language, and if you're gonna say it, you might as well say it with pride. Let's see what other words can I think of.
So let's see, what do people say? So let's see some of the stuff that I kind of grew up with in my like adolescent years, to teenage years in the 90s. Like it was, oh my gosh, it's everything that was in the movie Clueless, and now it's all leaving me.
Broccoli head.
That might not be right. Wait,
What?
what does it mean?
Do you know what a broccoli head is?
No, why would I know what a broccoli head is?
Okay,
I don't even like cauliflower mashed potatoes.
It's more in like gym culture where it's like, so a lot of the younger kids, like Generation Alpha, they'll have a fade and then they'll leave the top of their head untouched and it's just curls on top. That's called a broccoli head.
Not a mohawk or a faux hawk?
No, I mean like that's like the slang for it.
Well, do you mean that
It's
line?
a fade. No.
Okay.
It's a fade, right? They'll like buzz your hair like this, but on the top they'll leave the top.
Wow.
And it's just like curls. It's just their hair curls.
I got to tell you, if I still had my hair at the time, I may have grown. I may have participated in what's that called? The man bun.
The man bun.
I did not have enough hair to have a man bun, but so obviously I had already started cutting it shorter and shorter, and then eventually shaved the whole thing off.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, man buns. I was a little jelly. Oh, jelly. That's my term.
That's your term.
Yes,
that is your term, and you can.
Don't be jelly.
You can keep that term far away.
Oh, give me a fun slang for jealous. What?
For what? Jealous?
Jealous.
I don't know. I don't think there's one for jealous. I think it.
Oh, you guys just use the real word now?
I think we just use like. Honestly, what my generation does, and it's more with the girls, is we self-diagnose a lot, and. So I was in therapy the other day, and my therapist was like, oh, that's another thing too. We're very open about like mental health. So like my therapist was like, oh my God, your generation is appropriating our words. And I'm like, what? He's like, yo, you guys like call people bipolar, schizo, narcissistic, insane. Like, it's just like you're taking our words and self-diagnosing. That's something that also my generation does. So like, we'll talk about a person, right? And we'll say, oh my God, they're so narcissistic. When really, they're just...
I use no offense to everyone out there. And I mean that. No, I don't. Everyone overuses the word narcissist. Apparently, everyone's a narcissist. You know, true narcissists, we take offense to that fucking shit.
We take
Yo. Clump everyone in.
Or it's like, they'll overuse the word bipolar, or they'll blame things on anxiety.
Anxiety.
My anxiety. And it's like, dude, like, it's not your, it's just, okay, you have some tendencies that are anxious. You don't own it. There's also like, what other stuff do we use?
Oh, I think your anxiety, and now this is going to be a commentary on a whole generation.
Yeah.
The people that, I don't know how to say it.
Just say it.
It's a choice.
Yeah, it is.
It's a choice.
Is someone that suffered with
the
that?
Choice
yeah.
may not be. I'm not saying it's a choice whether or not you feel it, but whether or not you allow it to rule you.
Yeah.
So same way, narcissists. It's a choice. You can complain about a narcissist and you can blame the narcissist on all your problems, or you can say, no, I won't allow that person. Or that, you know, now this is getting all serious. But, you know, so I feel that, and I know that it's a very, very conscious effort to make sure that I'm not perfect. Damn it. I had to admit that once.
It's okay.
But yeah, so I think that it's a choice. I think, and the anxiety makes it too easy, and it's when when our surroundings allow us to say, "Oh yeah." You know, and my dog has anxiety, and he doesn't know how to communicate, and I can't. You know, we don't communicate the right. They're dogs, but he does have anxiety. The poor thing actually thinks it's the end of the world when we walk out the door. Aww. And he can't curtail it. I think the only solution is another dog, but that involves so much more work,
so much more money too.
So,
but you make a good point. I mean, a lot of our slang too is very it's giving. This is another thing, right?
As opposed to Halloween.
What?
Thanksgiving.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Happy Halloween, everyone. No, it's giving means like so like it's giving date. It's giving Oh, ick is another one too. We have to talk about. Like, there's a lot of like
ick,
white girl stuff.
Wait, tell me. I need to know about giving.
So, it's giving confidence. Like, basically, your actions are giving off a vibe. It's literally dumbing down the English language.
So I would say, let's see. Somebody gives me a compliment.
Yeah.
Okay, that. Giving compliment. No.
It's giving praise. Or like, so like, let's say like,
It is dumbing down.
it is. It's actually it's very dumb. It's actually an insult to the English language. So like, say like I'm walking down the street, and I am nice. I pick up a toy a child drops and I give it to the kid. And I said, "Oh, here you go. You dropped this." And the mom says, "Oh, thank you." And someone's walking by and they'll say, "Oh, it's giving father." And I'm like, "What?" Like, or something. Or it's like, "Oh, it's giving."
Someone said that to me. I'd be like, I ain't your daddy.
I'm
not paying child support.
I'm not paying no child support.
I don't care what you said.
It's giving compassion.
I don't care if the dates match up.
Or it's like, say like this actually happened to me once. I was talking to a girl and I was like, it was a super weird situation. And I was like, "Hey, like, do you want to go to the aquarium this week? And I'd love to take you." And she said, "Honestly, like, I think we're just friends and this is giving date."
This is giving date?
Date.
Oh, it's giving off the image of a date.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Now, instead of saying what they should have said, to not sound like a fucking idiot, is
sounds like a date and I'd rather be friends.
Yeah.
It's amazing. We have an amazing language. Every culture's language is amazing.
It is.
Yeah,
and it's just it's weird to see how it can change. And then ick.
I don't think I could ever use that term. I just wouldn't.
I would actually. I am almost throwing up as I am saying that phraseology. I think white woman is its own subset of English. I really do think white woman is a dialect of English at this point. Liberal white woman, excuse me. So anyway, there's also ick, which is another one of their terms. Do you know what ick is?
No.
Okay, ick is like you're giving a girl the ick. So like it could be something like I like to go hunting. That could be an ick for a girl. Like, "Oh, I'm turned off." It's a turn off.
Oh, some people are cannibals.
Some people are cannibals.
It'd be a turn off.
It could be. I mean, for me, it is. I don't really enjoy.
So okay, so you like to go hunting. That's very nice.
Yeah.
And I like venison. I just don't shoot it.
Yeah. I mean,
My friends do.
If you want a steak, I'll bring you a steak if I get something this year.
No, friends of mine. I get my fill of venison.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, they do a good job. So go back to ick. Oh,
ick.
And what is it?
It's a turnoff.
Oh, it's a turnoff. Ick
is a turnoff.
Ick is the term. Turn off. Okay, so.
And then there's beige
So
flag.
that's as if.
As if.
So that's as if.
Wait, as if? What do you mean?
It's from like the 90s.
What does it mean?
Like, someone messages you and you say, as if, left. That would be as if.
Yeah, right. I'm not going to do that.
Right. Oh, actually, by the way, it's also, yeah, right.
Yeah, right. And
now, I know you say a word very often, so I don't know if it's your generation or if it's just you. What word do you think you say very often?
Oh, sometimes my self-awareness is lacking. Can you tell me? Groovy. Oh, yeah, I use that. That's
Groovy.
just me.
I started using the phrase "no worries" a while back, and I haven't really stopped. I like it. No worries.
No worries.
No worries. It's like a "you're welcome" combined with a "no problem," and then I'm very conscious of it because nothing is wrong with "you're welcome," and in fact, no problem is really. Sometimes you shouldn't say that. Sometimes it was a problem. And
yeah.
So, it's like, so you're welcome, thank you for doing that. You're welcome. No problem means don't worry. So anyway, but back to just, that's me fun phrases. But back to what we said, groovy. No worries. I kind of like that. I kind of enjoyed that phrase. It was really like, no worries. Yeah,
groovy is a really cool way to just be like, everything's cool.
Yeah,
like,
don't let it take up space in your brain. All
good.
Yeah,
that's the type of vibe I try to put out there because everything's groovy. Like, there shouldn't be. People make problems out of things a lot, and it's like, just everything's groovy, man. Just keep it pushing. And people like when I say that. Some people don't. They're like, please stop saying that. I'm like,
no, I don't mind it. Every so often, I'll be like, let me see. Is he gonna say it in a text? I'm waiting. So if you ever forget to say it, I'm just gonna text it back. Groovy.
Yo, please.
Oh, that's like what I text back to people. You mean thank you, or you're welcome.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm an asshole.
I don't blame you.
I
Sometimes you need to tell people that because they forget. There's also, so groovy's not like a generational thing. Groovy's just what I use. I also do, I feel like as I age, and this is very weird, but like when I was growing up, like my grandparents, so I have 2 sets of grandparents. My mom's parents, they passed away about 2014 and 2018, but they were a big part of my life. So I was raised by that greatest generation and boomer combo. And my dad was Gen X, but he was raised by boomers. So it was like 2 boomers and then like generation, the greatest generation. Mm-hmm. So it's like I had a lot more of that, those values instilled in me. But then as I age, I feel like I'm becoming more modernized, but not at the same time, where it's like I'm taking cues from like society outside, but then like, I don't know, like, not that I'm losing myself, but
I think the younger you are, the younger someone is you, especially. You know, I think you're more prone to adapt or to assimilate. I almost want to say vulnerable. Like, you know, someone my age might be a little too set in their ways. Although I adapt. You've seen me.
Yeah, you do.
I get along. I think I get along with the 20-somethings
very well,
better than I get along with the 30-somethings.
My parents are the same way. My parents, they love when my friends are around, and they don't like people their own age. They like younger people. So it's not that you're set in your ways.
Like the 30-somethings are official millennials, right?
Yes. They are officially millennials. They were born 10 to 20.
There is a different entitlement
with
in the
millennials
30-somethings than there is in the 20-somethings. But both generations, I feel, have this entitlement. And then I think we adopted it because we're part of you, and everyone is working in the same field now. You know, everyone is working in society. And I think I was just talking to someone about this. The Generation Xers like me, I think we have an entitlement of a different sort. Like we seem to not want to give it up. Like, you know, it's like we don't want to give it up. I don't know if that's a term, but we're not willing to say, oh yeah, I'm too old. We're not willing, you know, everyone, you know, like these people are out there with the 50 is the new 30, and it'd be really cool if it was. I feel great, but obviously I think that must really irk a generation in their 30s, because they should be like, you know, when those losers were 30, the 50-year-olds stepped aside and, you know, had a show called Golden Girls. You know, they were all on their way. Like they were.
They're on their way out.
They were. You know, they were. They were on standby for greener pastures.
Casket fitting.
Yeah.
I saw a casket on Etsy the other day, and I was like, I need to get it off the internet.
Ooh, I should get one where I can nap.
Get used to it.
Exactly, which is what I'm sure the 30-somethings are saying to us.
Dude, they're hard. No. Gen Z especially, dude, when they talk about politicians that are older than like 50, they're like, just fucking die already. Like, quite literally in comment sections, they're like, they should just die. Like, no one beyond 60 should be in political office. I'm like, you guys are, see, this is where my older ways come in, like that older way of thinking. I'm like, old people are a voting bloc and have specific needs, just like young people do. We're both very vulnerable populations, so we both need representation. You can't just blame it on, you need term limits, not an age ban. This is where it gets political, and that's it. But, and I'll put a pin in it. But it's like a cruelty almost. Like, our generation is more, the entitlement kind of comes, I feel at least, like, we deserve a house just for working, or we deserve a family just for existing. And it's like, not saying that people shouldn't have a place to live. You know, one income should be able to afford a place to live, but you also have to do good work, and you have to also, like, there has to be a balance.
Well, the issue arises because when I started real estate, there were older people. I was actually young. I used to be young. Me and Miley Cyrus, apparently.
Oh.
So we used to be young. No, I did. So when I started, there were everyone. I don't know how to explain it. The headliners, whatever you want to call them, the top producers, the people in charge. Even they were older. The average age of a real estate agent, I think, has always been 62 or something. So it's not like a young. And you know, but I never felt like die. Exactly what you just said. Die already. No. You'll die when you're supposed to die. I'll do what I'm supposed to do. And I think that when you're saying that we deserve a job, or we deserve a job that an income that is six figures plus. I think the difference is my generation, or the people and the generations that raised my generation, we always had the mentality, and there's this really great book called The Principles of Cause and Effect. And we're going to have to just discuss that book one episode, because that book can make a difference in the way you see life and the way life treats you. The way you treat life and the way life treats you. And it has to do with, I wanted this job, not the podcast. I don't even know what we would say. I attempted the podcast. I wanted the job I have. Okay. And I wanted the job I have to create income for me to do almost anything I want. I mean, I can't just, I don't have a private jet yet.
Yeah.
But I wanted it, right? So
you had to work for it.
Yes. This book discusses the idea that work, and this is how the industry of all these amazing countries have work and act and do the work of the job you want,
right?
And not whoa, and do not be affected by the income. Do the work of the job you want, even without the praise, the title, the income, and let everything follow. And when I read that book, and I changed the way I was acting and reacting to my environment, for me to say it happened overnight is probably an understatement.
Wow.
Now, I'm not saying that that's the case for everyone. Oh, look, Ted says do this, and I'm going to just, be king of the world. That's what I mean. Act like the fucking king of the world, and don't worry about not having the crown. And then the crown shows up in an ad.
That's how I started this business. I was in radio for 10 years. I always did more. I always tried to do more because I wanted to get more. And when I found that I wasn't able to, and the glass ceiling was here.
That's what I mean. I think you see, and I think the younger people than you are even more so to just give up.
Yeah. Quiet quitting.
Yeah. You all feel that there's a glass ceiling and you're not worried about the mirror over the bed.
Yeah.
But it's like there's a glass ceiling. The people older than even me who broke glass ceilings, women in industry, in fields that they hadn't excelled in, when they did it with knowing that they're not going to give up. It's like trying to win a race.
Yeah.
And the only way you can really win, whether it's swimming or running, is you can't run the first course thinking I have to get back. You just have to go.
You just have to do it.
And that's what I mean. See, you just told me. And when I thought, no offense, you said you were 24 years old.
Yeah.
So exactly how many minutes did it take for someone like you to think that there's no going up? I don't think people push hard enough to break the ceiling, and they, at the first or maybe second little resistance, I'm speaking from obviously my own set of issues, because I'm speaking from, I know how hard it feels to break that ceiling, or that element of when am I going to get ahead. I know exactly how hard it is, and I know that it didn't just happen. Like, someone didn't, break it for me, and I see other people. We've talked about this. Where's the fucking hustle?
Yeah.
See what I mean? I'm not very natural with the fuck word. But,
it's okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so,
like for me, I realized I needed to, if I wanted more, and I'm also I'm like my dad in ways where I have my own way of doing things, and I know how to solve a problem. But if I'm not the one in charge of solving that problem, it doesn't get done.
That's like me in the 6th grade. I didn't get cast as the lead in the play, so I didn't do the play.
No, not that I didn't do the play.
I'm no longer in the 6th grade, and neither is anyone else in life.
Well, what I did is I left, and I tried something new.
That's a soundbite. That one is.
Okay, so I'll keep that as a soundbite. But I left that job after two years, and I said, okay, radio's not really it. I'm looking at the projections for the industry, because also work for the money you want, but at the same time, I also need something that looks like it has a future, because I saw guys in their 30s that were working when they were 18 in that company, and they still can't afford to move out. And they were doing the job of like 3 people. They were working just like how you said, where work for the job you want. Well, they did, and they weren't getting properly compensated. So I agree with that philosophy if the company's going to have good faith and reward that energy in return eventually. But it was 10 years for these guys, and they still weren't getting what they needed. So I said, okay, I'm going to try something different. I tried something different. I really didn't like it. So then I said, I'm going to focus on my company full time, because here I feel like I could make a difference. I'm in control of it, and the income earning is unlimited. I have to work really hard, which I have no problem doing. And it's a perfect fit for me. So I get to combine that sales energy with my talent for production, and I get to be happy. So that's how I broke through my glass ceiling and what I saw as a limitation of working for other people, or really just working for other people.
But I don't think you're referencing glass ceiling, and I think you should be referencing is the right fit. Like I grew up in the food industry.
Okay.
I do not plan on going back to it. If I ever needed to, I could.
Right.
But
those were my first jobs too.
Yeah, I didn't. I can't say that there weren't moments of enjoyment in the food industry. Like a $200 tip. Well, back then, $200 was a lot of money. A $200 Christmas tip. It's like that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but I would never go back.
No, I wouldn't either.
And like I found a really great fit with real estate. So I enjoy it, and it enjoys me in return. Well, anyway,
maybe
I feel like you use your story, and I've heard that story before, and that's why I take offense to it, because I say I don't like it when people just give up so quickly. But your story is not about giving up on a job or giving up on a job that you love. It's about giving up on a job that you don't necessarily love.
Oh, okay, that's a good way to put it. Or at least
if you profess to love it. If you were going around saying, real estate is it, real estate is me, real estate is me.
I didn't love it.
And then, I see that. I see people all the time. Real estate, yeah. You everyone else sees it on Facebook and Instagram. Well, Facebook. My niece told me, no one under 67 is on Facebook.
Oh, what? Hey, I guess I identify as 67 now.
It was like, let me check this person out, and they were like, yeah, you have to go to Instagram.
Go to Instagram. So. No, I that's what, that makes sense then, because I really didn't like my.
And also, you're a different age. You're young. True. There's a phrase that I heard a long time ago, not so long ago. Someone made a decision to leave this office. And she made a decision to change paths, not careers, just paths.
Okay.
And so she was told by a much older woman, very smart lady. She said, because it was the idea of leaving with her, and she I'm paraphrasing just a little bit, and she said, you're young enough to make mistakes, but you're old enough to know better. At a specific age, you are young enough to just go ahead and make mistakes because you're young enough. and that's a great. I love young people. I adore them.
You gotta try.
It frustrates me when they don't adore themselves as much as I adore them.
Oh,
that's I know, real tear. So we can.
Well, it's.
But isn't that funny? If you say tomorrow, I'm going to quit podcasting, I'm not going to attempt to convince you to stay here because I'm going to gain something. Because at some point, maybe I'll just, I would just convert this to just like a camera and then just live stream. No, kidding around. But I would attempt to convince you because isn't it what you love? Okay.
Well, that's the thing, too. A lot of people attribute false love to it to try to make up for the fact they don't like it. And a lot of people my age don't know what they want to do. I'm going to be honest. Like, I knew what I wanted to do when I went to college.
I didn't know what I wanted to do at your age. Wait, you're 24?
Yeah.
No, because I have to tell you, when I first started real estate, I was not planning on being in real estate. 20 years later, 20 years? I was like, yeah, this is like a 3-year gig. It's like Gilligan's Island.
Gilligan's Island. Well, maybe then I won't finish that thought then. But I really like what I do and love what I do because it's fun. Like my other job when I was in radio, dude, I would sit in a box probably about half the size of this room. It was like this dingy orange and the lights didn't work, so you had like these little spots. It was just so depressing. Like I drink a lot of coffee, don't get me wrong. I was drinking a cup of coffee maybe every hour just so I didn't feel depressed. Like it was actually like there was liquor, there was like wine at the gift shop next door, and sometimes I was just like, I really should just buy a bottle like right now and just start drinking because this is like.
I started drinking a little bit heavier in my 30s, and then I put on a couple pounds, and then I stopped looking like me, and then I went to CrossFit.
CrossFit saves lives, man.
Yes.
I just like it was just so depressing, and it's like I loved. It was frustrating too because I didn't want to be behind the board.
I find it interesting that you, at your age, not current age, but even younger, someone at the 22, maybe this is the fundamental difference between generations. I don't think I could say that I felt like that at 22.
Depressed?
Not the. I mean, everyone has a little depression. I'm just saying the idea that wait a minute, I'm only 22. Fuck it, I'm getting out there. It's like does your generation act like? Do you guys actually like have that kind of weight? Like, where does that kind of weight come from?
I've been wondering that myself. Where it does come from, I have no idea. I don't know where the hopelessness comes from. Really, it's concerning.
I think it's unfortunately it's my generation's. Well, I hate to blame things. I think it's the way we raise children. I think it's. I think you have. This is gonna come out wrong. A little bullying goes a long way. I was bullied in high school.
I was too,
maybe
viciously.
In high school, yeah. In high school, I think I skirted the system, but I remember getting bullied. You get over it. You grow a thick skin, and then you get over it.
Well, you know what it was? I think it's technology because. The bullying, like at least for me.
Yes, the types of bullying that occur.
So
like it's unrealistic in my opinion.
Well,
I can't believe it.
What happened with me was I would play Xbox after I got home from school. Like I'd do my homework. No, this was back when no one wanted to play outside in 14, 15. Nerf guns got boring, whatever. Everyone wanted to play Call of Duty. Dude, I would get bullied in school from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then, phones, texting.
So now your generation, you had to figure out a mechanism to cope, and this is where real life comes in.
Yeah.
Well, then 20 years later, let's pretend you just decide 20 years you decide on a second career and you do real estate.
Okay.
Guess what? People bully people in real estate.
Oh, sure.
I've trained some of those people. I probably bully people, or maybe they don't know I'm bullying them. I'm nice on the phone. I'm nice to people. I'm nice to agents, but I've seen agents bully.
Really?
And feel they get bullied. Yeah. And then I say, get over it. I'm like, yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is too, is like like for me now, like if I'm not treated a certain way, I'll be like, all right, this guy's a jerk. Like just do my thing. And then if it gets unbearable, like talk about it. If that doesn't work and it's still unbearable, find a way to deal with it or get out and do something different. I mean, it's really
what
like,
makes
for
it
example,
unbearable?
Well, more like when it just ruins the entire day and no matter what you do to cope. Like, for example, David, the guy I was talking about, we got along really well, and I stayed for 2 years in this job. And he wasn't the reason I left. But there was a period of time where we just would beef with each other. Like, really beef with each other. He was like in his mid-50s, and, me being 22, 23. We were beefing at some point, and then we made up. Because we both realized, like, we have to sit in this box together for 8 hours a day, and we're 2 feet apart from each other. We have to get along. And then we got along. So what happened was his mother-in-law died, and he needed help making a slideshow for her funeral. So he was like, can you help me? I said, yes, I will help you. He's like, how much do you want? I said, don't worry about it. Do not pay me. I don't want you to pay me. He's like, I'm gonna fucking pay you. And I'm like, don't pay me. So whatever. He ended up paying me, and he was very happy. I came to the funeral, and there was that mutual respect established because I understand what it's like to go through that. I had people close to me die when I was younger.
So what you're saying is you acted like a human being.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You have to act like a human being. There's some cases where...
And listen, I don't act like a human being sometimes, but I act like a human being when it matters.
Yeah.
So that's...
I'm not saying that to make myself look good, but like I'm saying like there's certain situations where it's like, okay, I'm not going to quit my job because this guy's being an asshole to me. We got to deal with it. And then there's some times where I've been in jobs where people treat me like garbage and it's very disrespectful and it kills the job for me. Where almost every interaction I have, whether it's just asking a question, being in a meeting, or doing my job, there's always a problem or something messed up happening. So I leave if that's the case. If the entire experience becomes tainted, I need to look for another. I'm not going to quit a job unless I have another one lined up. That's how I've always been. I never left something without something else lined up. I've consistently held down work since I was 15. I've never been, knock on wood, I've never been unemployed since I was 15.
Would you like a crown?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Would you like an award? We
No.
print them every month for our meetings. I can get you an award too.
No. No, I don't want an award. I always thought the Little League trophies were really stupid. Like the participation trophies.
Yes, that's a whole other topic.
That was very stupid. But a lot of people like
In short, though, I don't believe you act like your generation now.
No, I don't. I'm very. That's why I also have like some difficulty too, like in my life, because I don't think the same way.
And there's very few young people that I get along with.
Really?
Well, yes.
Okay, that's fair.
Old people I can get along with. I've always acted like everyone's favorite grandkid. Now apparently I'm more like their nephew, or probably now I'm really more like their cousin.
Their cousin. Oh Jesus Christ!
But yeah. So I mean, well, anyway, we digress. We've gotten onto like some philosophical topics.
We really did. We went from slang, modern slang, and compared to traditional slang we're gonna touch on generational stuff
because it's groovy.
It's very groovy. It's a groovy discussion, and I think discussions like this are great because not a lot of young people thought.
Fucking A.
Fucking A, man.
You
yeah.
guys don't use it.
We
That's
used
mine. That's mine.
That is yours. Some of my friends used it in high school, but fucking A is more your thing,
Along
man.
with tubular.
Tubular?
Now they're all coming. Yes. It's totally tubular.
Oh my god.
I remember growing up that it was like, wait, is everything cool from California? Like
I think so.
Yeah.
That was that type of stuff did infect our generation in high school, but now it's shifting to where it's more regional, and I think it's more whatever comes out of New York is cool.
Mm-hmm. Who gets credit for chill?
California.
Because I've never even heard. I mean, chill I think has existed, but the way what does Netflix and chill mean?
Oh, you're just gonna have sex with Netflix on in the background.
Oh, I like to pay attention to the shows I watch.
Well, then what you see, that's the thing though. Like in my generation, like if someone like older was like, "Hey, do you want to come over to my house and watch TV?" That's what you're doing. But like for our generation, it's like, "Oh, hey, do you want to cuddle or do you want to come over and watch TV with me?" It means you're fucking. Like you're just
cuddle means.
That's what that means. You're no one's that wholesome in my generation. No one is like. Like when they say stuff like that, it's just a nicer way of saying, "Hey, I want to have sex with you." Like that's really.
Okay,
what
wait.
it is.
So on some of these apps, when they say looking for friends, I know what fun means.
Yes.
Leave it at that.
Yes, but if it's friends, it's usually friends and maybe some flirting, but like it's genuinely most of those people do look for just friends. If it's short-term dating or looking for something casual, it's a toss-up because it's a toss-up with people like that. But if it's, that's the thing too. It's like there's certain terms that used to mean what they meant. Things used to mean what they meant. Like if you said, "Hey, do you want to come over to my house for a drink?" It would be
things used to mean what they meant.
Yeah. Now it's like if you say, "I'm looking for a relationship," like for example,
what does that mean? Whips and chains?
That's what I'm saying. Like I'll get that vibe from some girls that I like talk to on the apps, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. You said you're looking for a relationship, and now you're talking to me like this. Like, what? Like, I just wanted to take you out to dinner. Or it'll be like someone that's looking for something casual, and they're like, no, I can't really do that. I just want a relationship. I'm like, well, why does it say you're looking for something casual? Or you'll say, like, a lot of people, my generation's afraid of confrontation and firm boundaries. That's really what it is.
Wait, you're afraid of firm boundaries?
I'm not afraid of firm boundaries.
No,
my generation is.
Generation is.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because it's
yeah,
uncomfortable. You don't want to seem offensive. In certain ways, our generation has went backwards to the moral politeness of the 50s, and in other ways, we've advanced so far from it that we spit in its face. Like, for example, if you look at sexuality, and this is something I was thinking about today. Like, women were expected to be very asexual or not confrontational. And then it's flipped now where the men, where it's like, you'll have these guys on podcasts and they'll say, oh, men shouldn't be watching porn and they shouldn't be engaging in sex like that. You should be valuing yourself as a man and not doing that. But then you have women that are like, yes, making OnlyFans. So, like, it's very weird to see the flip where that's like getting pushed, where that change. Now, that's on the internet. Now, that's what's just getting pushed. Whether that's in reality or not, I can't really tell. But it's definitely, there's definitely an audience for it and people that agree with it, because those podcasts are doing numbers. So it really, it's a weird change in certain areas.
So the podcast is about that, or the podcast is an OnlyFans?
There was a certain episode.
I'm not going to do that.
No. There was a certain episode that I watched where it was like a reel, and they were talking about that topic. I'm not saying we should not do that, because I hate stuff like that. I think it's so over. I do. I don't like those podcasts.
I'm shocked at how many people have an OnlyFans account.
I'm shocked at the people that pay for that shit. I mean, like, it's actually really sad. It's really sad. It's actually, and this is the thing too, like, we're going backwards to things while moving forward. We're going back to pay-per-view porn. Like channel 999 or 000. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the call-in.
Or the call-in stuff.
Yeah, that's older.
Like, there used to be phone sex in the early 2000s.
It was like $20 a minute or something.
I get. Was it really that expensive?
I don't know. I'd have to check my phone records.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But, like, on OnlyFans, they offer, like, FaceTime calls for $15 an hour, $20 an hour, or something like that. I think that's a lot for a FaceTime call.
I mean, I'm just thinking that, how do you rack up numbers?
I don't know. But, like, that's what
I mean, by definition, I probably charge more per phone call to my clients when all is said and done.
He really said these OnlyFans girls are selling it for the price of a cheeseburger. That's crazy. No, it's true though.
Oh, but I've heard of like incomes like
millions of dollars. There's a guy at my gym, him and his girlfriend. His girlfriend used to be a prostitute, and they both made an OnlyFans, and they're traveling to Greece and all this shit. And I'm like, why are people paying for that? Like, we're going back to pay-per-view. It's just weird to see how we think we're so different.
It was free for so long.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so weird to see that, like, we think we're so much better than what used to be. And then we're going back to the same thing. Record players are making a comeback. Print, what the hell, 35 millimeter film is coming back.
Cool.
It's very cool. I love shooting my Fujifilm. Radio is coming back in the way of podcasting. We think we're so different, but we're really not. We're just we're reinventing the wheel. I feel like we have reached a point in society where we are at a lull in development.
All the way back.
Okay, yeah, sorry. To go all the way back, basically, we think we're cool, we're reinventing the wheel, but we're using the same slang to mean the same thing.
Very interesting.
Very interesting topic. I think we've been going on about an hour. What?
Groovy.
Best slang. Fucking A. Groovy. It's fucking...
I'd forgotten about fucking A.
Fucking A.
I can't remember the last time I said it.
Right?
But again, you know how I feel about the F word and the way I pronounce it.
Fuck.
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 Fuck. Fuck.
Fucking A. Fucking A.
Fucking
right.
A.
I do say it wrong. I've been accused of saying it wrong by a good friend, and now I guess, okay, they were right.
Well, it's been an hour.
Holy shit. Or should I say, holy cow?
Holy crap.
Holy shit, Batman.
Holy shit, Batman.
Holy shit, Robin.
Tell everyone where they can find us. And make sure you guys subscribe to us.
Find us under a rock because I don't have that many views. I'm the real Ted G. This is my podcast. You can find us. Thank you, Bing. And
Thank you,
can
sir.
find us on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.